Dumelang, Sanbonani Absheni, hello, giving you a warm welcome to Trendz Live. My name is Kansane Khoza, but because we are family, please call me Candy. And oh, how I have missed you. We are celebrating Youth Month, and this marks the 49th anniversary of the 16 June 1976 student uprising in Soweto. And in honor of that, throughout the month, we'll be profiling young people within arts and entertainment who will be sharing with you all about their strides and challenges in their respective disciplines. So watch this space. For now, though, let's get the show on the road. First up, the who's who of South Africa's Level came out to play at this year's 27th edition of the SA Style Awards, held at the stylish Hyde Park Corner north of Johannesburg recently. The awards wrapped another iconic year of style, flair and business talent. The theme for this year's awards was All That Glitters, and we can finally sneak a peek.
An evening filled with glamour, superb vibes, African greatness and some of the best looks. The 27th Annual South African Style Awards has done it again. Now let's go see what this evening has in store for us. Let's talk a little bit about your legacy. Let's talk a little bit about the contribution that you give back to the industry and how you've managed to stay so relevant over the years.
Thank you, Randy, and thank you to the SABC as well. I think my contribution is as a result of what people respond to. You know, I've been inspired and motivated by South Africans, you know, people in general. People have been kind, people have been loving everything that I was doing. And you can only be inspired because people respond to things that you do. And I'd love to believe that I try to be as sincere and honest with what I do.
Absolutely love that. Now we are at the South African, Style Awards. This is their 27th year. How did you start out, and what makes South African fashion or this particular industry so unique and beautiful?
You know, what I didn't know is that people always considered me fashionable and so on. When I won my first SA Style Awards 2-3 years ago, I was like, I wasn't expecting it. And for us to see all these people looking the way they do, it's obviously says we've inspired and motivated people into understanding what the SA Style Awards are all about.
Award-winning actress and fashion designer Enhlembali Mlotshwa was one of the winners once again in the stylish category, and she expressed just how grateful she is and why this specific look is so close to her heart. She's dressed by herself courtesy of SA Apparel.
What came of this outfit was a phoenix rising out of a flame, and that's exactly a testament of my life and me in this moment. I'm adding to my collection of awards. It's absolutely amazing being deemed once again it's most stylish. I take it as a badge of honor. I am a fashion designer, so when you're given a badge like this one, it means you're doing something right.
Musician and songwriter Zoe Modiga then took us through what she's looking forward to this evening.
This evening, I just want to see everyone. I want to see everyone be a disco ball. I want to celebrate people, and just maybe be able to have a moment to be thankful and show my gratitude to the SA Style Awards for the opportunity and the seeing. There's something about being seen that just resonates a different kind of way. So, yeah, but I'm happy to have a good time, have fun, speak to you and the likes.
Actress and producer Connie Ferguson's presence was also felt as she was telling us why South African fashion is so extraordinary.
I think South African fashion is very broad. It's obviously inspired by the different designers, some very cultural with a twist, because I think they found the perfect blend between modern fashion and cultural fashion, like blending the two together. So I think that's beautiful because then it's identifiable when you're traveling overseas. Someone can immediately identify you as South African.
I also got to chat to some of the people that were attending the awards on their inspiration behind their looks, their expectations for the evening, and some who were excited to be there for the very first time.
Listen, I'm so excited to be at the South African Style Awards tonight. I just think celebrating South Africa's talent, our hard workers, our business people, our stylish business people, people making moves, it's just so important to showcase to everybody across the country what we're doing.
This is a custom Lindani styling. I said to him, I think I want to get out of my comfort zone. I want to, gender bender. So he said, okay, maybe let's put you in a skirt. And I said, actually, let's do that.
I think the theme, all the glitters, for me, it kind of threw me off at first because I'm all about print and it's usually muted sort of like tones. So luckily we're celebrating our 10-year anniversary and this was part of the one.
Azure Day, oh my goodness, you look absolutely stunning this evening. Thank you. So I understand it's your very first time at the South African, Style Awards. Take us through how you're feeling and, what it is that you're looking forward to this evening.
It's such a great experience being here and just looking at our icons of style, Very exciting. I'm here to see what South Africa and Africa is offering to the world. And it's a beautiful experience. The people are gorgeous.
It is my first time attending these awards and I am loving the ambience, the energy. People are gorgeous. I'm just looking forward to experiencing a bit of fashion, different kind.
And some came through faceless. Creativity truly, it takes courage. Would you look at that? All the winners showed up and my, oh my, it was indeed a celebration. Congratulations to everyone making their mark in the work that they do.
Oh yeah, certainly the stars showed up and showed out. In the heart of winter, where warmth matters most, Proudly South African created more than just a culinary experience. It was a celebration of culture, community, and creativity. The Winter Warmer Media Cook brought together media personalities and culinary enthusiasts under one roof to showcase the diversity of local ingredients and the power of collaboration through food. Trendz live producer Bulelani Lukokwana cooked up a storm in the kitchen with the Proudly South African team. Eat your hearts out.
We are turning up the heat this winter with the Proudly South African Winter Media Cook-Off, where local flavors meet creative flair. I'm in a mix today with media personalities, sizzling dishes, and a whole lot of heart, where we explore the richness of South African ingredients and the warmth of the culture that we share. A showdown of chefs, yes. We may not be qualified chefs, but on this day, the cooks came and showed off. As the driving force behind this initiative, Happy Ngidi, who on this day wore the hat of a judge, shared the heart behind the Winter Media Cook-Off.
So we do a couple of these sessions where we invite media to come into a space like this, and we have fun, where we'll ask you to let your guard down and see if you have it in you to prepare a meal and serve it to somebody and they don't go to hospital from food poisoning. But I think the most important thing is to showcase to you and to the viewers, how easy it is for us to whip up amazing meals at home using local products. So every product that you see in this kitchen today is a locally sourced product. In fact, even the venue where we are today, this kitchen, is a Proudly South African kitchen. A member of the campaign, so there's a connection. The food is local, the venue is local, the people are local. I don't know about you. So that's what it is really. It's edutainment, if you like. When we showcase to you what we mean when we say local is lekker.
The brief was simple but soulful, whipping up a comforting 7 colors meal surrounded by good vibes and great music.
some of the people we invited were like, you can't make me cook. I cannot even fry an egg. and hopefully they get to learn and see that the kitchen is not that intimidating. In fact, I'm a cook personally, and I find the kitchen to be so therapeutic. You know, if I've had a long day, a stressful day, when I'm in my kitchen and I'm whipping up a few things, I actually surprise myself with the kind of stuff that I come up with. It's therapy. The kitchen is therapy. But also, those who are, concerned, worried that they can't cook to save their lives, they'll walk away today and go tell their spouses, their family, their children that, listen, I actually cooked steak and it tasted good and no one died.
Katlego Mlambo, who is the official judge of MasterChef South Africa Season 5, shared his perspective of what a winter warmer is.
I think the most important thing is it's a proudly SA winter warmer. Local is lekker, so I think with us going to winter, it's one of my favorite seasons in terms of food. Everything's like a hug. It's warm, it's comforting, it's Moorish, no smoke and mirrors.
Teams were selected and cooking ideas shared. Then it was time to get our hands dirty, cooking up a storm.
Chakalaka. I think chakalaka is one of those proudly South African items where it's summer, it's winter, it's December, it's February. So I think it's just something that rounds everything up because it's spicy, it's Moorish, but most importantly, it's South African.
Al is known for his engaging presence, and for the media cook-off, he proved that he can serve more than just good conversation.
Let me tell you, I met a whole lot of new people. We got along like a house on fire. It was nice coming together as a team with people you've never met in your life and putting together what I think us South Africans love most, and that's eating. So putting together, and our whole theme was 7 colors. So we put together the 7 colors, and we all celebrated and ate together. It was fantastic.
Musibudi expressed just how powerful the cookout felt, an uplifting moment.
It feels amazing. It's really showcasing South African products that we want everybody to buy from the shops and really take it home and cook with it. So this day represents that exactly, that the food that you buy that is proudly South African from your stores, please look at the labels and make sure that it's proudly SA, and then take it home and enjoy it. I mean, you can do such amazing things with our South African foods.
After a few hours of cutting, chopping and cooking, teams showcased their dishes and the best team won. From sizzling pans to heartfelt stories, the proudly South African media cook-off brought flavor, culture and connection to the table.
From fashion to cooking, we can just tell, or rather you can just tell, we have a melting pot of goodness that we're serving you today. And guess what? There's still so much more coming your way. We are taking a break, but stay tuned right here on SABC News Channel 44. We are back, but we want to hear from you. So please do best and engage with us on X. We are at Trendz on SABC. On that note, we headed to a luxury 4-star hotel nestled in the heart of Mbombela, Nelspruit. Bush Baby Valley Lodge prides itself in fueling our adrenaline with some adventure activities, extremely breathtaking surroundings. The lodge recently played host to Trendz Live presenters, aka myself and Mne, for a day of leisure, giving us an experience of home away from home in the Mpumalanga province. So let's take a look.
The cold and gloomy days are here. Wintertime has hit our shores, but worry not, as there is a tranquil and serene perfect getaway place for families and couples to unwind, beating the winter blues away.
Bush Baby Valley Lodge is located in, you can say, in Bombela, in Hazelview. It was actually established 4 years ago. We've got the new villas now, six of them, 3 of them with the splash pool, and then you get another 3 without the splash pool. So, and the self-catering, which is the 6 of them, you also get a honeymoon suite between them and 2 family rooms. So we do cater for families on a self-catering, and then we also have a standard room. So that makes it 13 units in total. We've got the bar, we've got the restaurant, and then we've got the spa. We've got we're doing the picnics, we are doing the bomber dinner, then we are also doing hosting the events. We've got the deck that can accommodate 50 people, so that when we do the event, you can let it be your baby shower, let it be your birthday party, and some other events that we do around the weddings as well.
As you've heard, there are various events one can enjoy. Additionally, winter picnics can really be a lovely way to enjoy the season. The crispy air, the scenic landscapes, the cozy atmosphere, and some quiet family time. Sounds pretty perfect to me.
This is our picnic area. So we offer picnics from the morning, from the breakfast time up until sunset. They are more personalized. So we get there, you even write your name and what you'll be doing. At the restaurant, we offer we do the buffet. We also do the a la carte menu.
With a breathtaking view, this is really a stunning place to have lunch. The restaurant serves various options, and it looks like both Mne and Candy enjoyed their meals. And what better way to wrap up the evening than around the boma? Some dinner, great company, and the chef himself. A short lift is most certainly calling to make way to Mbombela very soon.
But Luna, I'm not even going to hold you. Highly recommend 10 out of 10. But now onto a unique art practice through an exhibition that explores the nuanced relationship between storytelling, materiality, and cultural memory. Ever thought of painting on a straw mat? While the cultural significance of the straw mat, as displayed in the artwork, the materiality of stories, is a phenomenal artistic offering expressed through a medium traditionally used in many African homes. Trendz producer Didintle Mwekeleti was at the UNISA Arts Gallery to learn more about art pieces made from handcrafted grass straw. So,
a gallery space depicting various African narratives through straw painting. Contemporary South African artist Fumani took me on a journey about how he transforms what seems an insignificant medium into a powerful African artistic expression. Born in Tomo in Guyana, Fumani shares endearing tales about the grass straw mats.
I was born on the grass mat due to the lack of resources and the lack of service delivery, because the hospital, there was only one hospital that needed to be accessed by 6 villages. So my mother at the time, she needed to give birth. The grass mat was the only material that was available by that time. And then not knowing that when time comes, I'll be an artist. The grass mat, it served the purpose to sleep on, to pray on. When you go to Pelobola, each tribe or each culture here in South Africa, we have the patterns that represent Batsonga people, the patterns that represent the Zulu people, the Swati people, and the Ndebele people.
This mode of art, especially the canvas, that has been used here, it's quite revolutionary in its sense. When you have this form of canvas being the first being introduced with such deep meaning, instilled into it, which speaks not to anyone except us, the Africans. It actually takes your mind further back and it wants you to reimagine of what could have been lost. And as us, as Africans, because we've lost quite a lot, this is one of those moments that recaptures and brings to life, and has capacity and the potential to bring to life what was lost, in ways of making us imagine how the past looked like and how we can actually use it to move forward.
The process of creating these art pieces is a rather cumbersome but worthwhile one. He depicts nostalgic narratives of land, home, and his rural communal life, where grandmothers used to gather straws or reeds from fields afar and wide. In Xitsonga, the straw mat is called chiteve. It's also recognized across Southern Africa under various names in other cultures as likgokgo, ikansi, and musimi. This exhibition is a nostalgic encounter for gallery enthusiasts.
It takes me back home when I'm looking at this piece. What I think of, it's my homestead back in Limpopo. You know, this reminds me of my grannies during that time when they would the milling processes of corn and stuff. This takes me back to that era where, you know, our grannies used to process corn in a way to produce millie meal. I feel like I'm tasting the food as I'm talking to you right now.
How would you say the straw mat is significant as a vessel that unites us as Africans?
It's tied together. The details and the knitting into the straw mat creates a very wonderful metaphor of how something as innocent and disassociated, like straws, can be weaved together to produce something that is so beautiful. It's actually breathtaking, you know, because it plays, you know, it takes one into particular spaces in the imaginary, which are not necessarily, you know, it's not easy to express except that deep sense of feeling of familiarity. Some have color, some are just charred, you know, they're just dark. And all of them tends to play in one's memory in a real, you know, it creates a presence, especially on this fabric, because I can identify with this as well. I have one, Salwa, the straw, you know, the straw mat in my own home, you know, and I can imagine I have seen moments of darkness, you know, which is clearly captured here in some of the pieces, strife, civil strife, suffering and pain. But at the same time, I can also see the beauty of, through color, that was also within that particular period, given our history of apartheid and so on, you know, that much as it was a very troubled time, there were also moments of joy which are beautifully expressed through color.
As a Tsonga man from Limpopo, I decided to tell the story the way it is. Charity begins at home.
Memoirs of deep historical and cultural preservation, all framed beautifully to reignite various emotions about our Africanness. Who would have thought painting on straw and reeds could bring forth such a thought-provoking and culturally rich conversation?
Sure, absolutely stunning. Still to come on the show is some horse riding content and more fashion, but this time from a different part of Africa. Can you guess where? Let's take this break and you can ponder on it. All will be revealed after these. Iskasuta. You're still tuned in to Trendz Live here on SABC News Channel 404. I did promise you a few more surprises, and at its finest, rider and horse are joined not by tack, but by trust. Horse riding seems to not only be fun, but pretty intense as well. Trendz Live producer Randy Tubani went on a horse riding escapade as she saddled up and she enjoyed the ride. Let's see how it went.
An award-winning riding school, a fantastic teacher and rider, and I'm here to find out today what exactly makes this particular sport, hobby and lifestyle so amazing.
I started horse riding when I was 6 years old. I lived, breathed and dreamt horses. My parents took me to a riding school here in Benoni where I started my riding career. I got my first pony when I was 11 years old. and I got my first horse when I was 16, and I worked very, very hard to keep that horse. I worked in a restaurant making toasted sandwiches and milkshakes on weekends and during school holidays, and to help my parents pay for the stabling and its upkeep and his upkeep. He taught me a lot, and he really did help me through a lot of challenges, especially with school. Horse riding is an extremely disciplined sport. You have to become one with your horse. It's a lifestyle. You have to be here. You need to live and breathe horses. Horse riding is definitely a form of fitness. We need to have core stability. We need to be strong. We have to have very strong legs to hold us in balance on the horse, and give the correct aids that we need to tell the horse what to do, and a strong mental outlook as well, because horse riding is an extremely difficult sport, especially when you're competitive and you go to competitions. Some days are good, some days are really bad, and horses are quite humbling creatures.
Yep, you heard right. Horses are quite a handful. It definitely sounds to me like regardless of how much one loves the sport and lifestyle, commitment is the biggest factor.
In South Africa, our first black rider who rode during apartheid, his name is Enos Mafakati. He also runs the Soweto Riding School in Soweto, and he provides horse riding lessons to underprivileged children and to children of color, and he teaches them to care and look after horses, and he is a real inspiration. Horses need to be constantly taken care of. They are a 24/7 job. They eat 23 hours of the day.
23 hours a day? Talk about grocery shopping well in advance. These horses clearly need to be well groomed and looked after consistently. There are also ways to check if they are healthy. Would you look at that?
The significance of the apparel horses wear are catered specifically to each individual's needs. So the fundamentals are all the same. Each one has a bridle, each one has a saddle, but each of them are customly built and designed for each of these horses.
We get to see just how snazzy and stylish these horses can really be. From their gorgeous skin to elegant attire and good energy. You just had to be there.
This is Taj and Noni. They are actually dressed in full show gear. So if we were at a competition, this is how you would show up at the thing. So it's predominantly beautiful blazers, stock ties, which also have the beautiful little intricate details that go through, and then will follow through to the outfit. Noni is very, very smart today in her full show of her. So white, as much as it's very, very impractical, is a show color for especially dressage riders. We can accessorize a plain white numna with little bits of trims and detailing, which then follow through on any of the apparel.
These horses, as well as their riders, are stunning, matching outfits and all. We love to see it.
When last were you at a chiropractor? Because this big guy here sees a chiropractor at least once a month. It's been an absolutely gorgeous and fantastic day, riding horses, getting acquainted with all things nature, animals, and the beauty of it all. Now the only thing that's left for me to do is to go pick a cute little outfit and see where the journey takes me. Hope you don't lick me.
Ooh, such stunning horses. I might have to giddy on up very soon, but let's ride on to the next story. Social media is a huge part of teenage life today, but is it always safe? Meta, the company behind Instagram, is saying it can be. We caught up with influencers who are mothers to teens at the launch of the Meta Teen account. Take a look.
Press tap. Yes. One, tap. But it's quick, so it's
They're usually fun and playful online, but today these influencers came together for something more serious: teen safety.
Today we are introducing Instagram teen accounts. It is a new experience for teens guided by parents. So with teen accounts on IG, what happened is that young people who are between the age of 13 and 16 are automatically placed in what we call Instagram teen accounts, which come with default settings that place them in an environment that is more restrictive, I would say, when it comes to content that they can view, when it comes to people who can contact them, but also when it comes to screen time. And the great thing about it is the fact that parents actually have those controls, as in parents can see who contact their kids, parent can set screen time, parent can see who they follow, parent can see also the type of content that the kids see. And that's really is amazing because it provides parents this, I would say, peace of mind that their teens are using social media in an environment that is safer. And it provides teens also the reassurance that content that they see is appropriate for their age. It provides them with new experiences as well to stay in touch with their friends.
This is all part of Meta's mission to create safer spaces for teens and a peace of mind for their parents.
There's TGBV, and a lot of these statutory rape cases don't just start physically. Where do minors meet these adults that they shouldn't be engaging? They meet them from social media, and also protecting children from pornography and protecting them from unsafe content on social media. It's a step in the right direction in addressing TGBV in our country.
Our children are important to us, and it's important to be very much aware that we need to help them navigate life through the social media, because we can't run away from the fact that social media is part of us and it's life now. Yeah.
Does she have a social media account? Like, did you create one for her already?
I did. She does have her own, but because she's still young, I'm still controlling it. It's on my phone. But, you know, it's one of those things where she's not really obsessed with it. And like I was saying when I was talking there, that we have to teach our kids, I say master about shoot the content every day, because there's more important things in life, like school, playing. And then she goes to play, you know, and I'm still enjoying that part, because I also feel more and more the obsession of, do they like me? Don't they like me? So I think we must also remind our kids that it is also fun to have social media, but let's balance it.
Being a teacher and a mom, this is super, super important. I know what's happening on social media. I had to deal with it every single day with the kids at my school. And now being a mom who has to navigate kids that are going to obviously jump onto social media not too long from now, I need to know, like, are they safe? How am I going to navigate that? Open conversations. You know, I don't want them to experience what I went through, and I also don't want them to experience what my children at schools went through, you know, which is difficult because obviously you can't navigate and control what people are saying and doing online.
What dance is hot? Is it Lao? I'm just wondering, like, what is like a hot dance move out there?
I think the dwa is taking over right now. Yeah. You know, the whole dwa.
Dwa?
Yes, I think it's
something
like,
about a touch line.
Yes,
Dwa.
touch line.
Dwa.
Yeah.
But is this even a dance move? It's a hand gesture.
I feel like it's become a dance move. Because in South Africa, what do we do to each other? Dwa. And now on the dance floor, you just go, and you go dwa. And then everybody's like, dwa. You know?
You are watching Trendz live. Hona mona ho, SABC man.
Halala, SABC News. Muthuso Motaung, le Mamanta,
City FM.
You gotta love them. Marabarinki, toi. Yeah. Anyway, this is your home for all things arts, culture, lifestyle, and travel. Truly a place where we want to give you simply the best. We are, however, taking a pause on all things entertainment because we need to pay some bills. But believe me, you don't want to miss what's next. We'll be right back. We are nearing the end of the show, but you'll be glad that you came back because earlier I told you we'll be exploring more fashion in Africa, but where exactly? Well, a designer in Lagos. Nigeria is making waves on runways with clothing that is designed from unique materials. This after taking a course in circular fashion to make her brand more sustainable. The clothing infuses the narratives of African culture and heritage. So let's find out what makes these designs so unique.
tailors meticulously stitching together vibrant dresses infused with traditional raffia, weaving a narrative of African culture and heritage, underscored by a commitment to sustainability. Alongside them, the creative director and designer of the brand carefully reviews the pieces, ensuring every detail embodies her unique creative vision. You see, Abasiekeme Ukanara was already a designer when she launched her sustainable fashion line, Ekikere, in 2020 when COVID brought the world to a standstill. The designer admitted to having fears that another global disruption could occur, and a Google search revealed her concerns were valid. Global warming poses a significant threat, and that fashion is a major contributor to environmental issues. So she took proactive steps, enrolling in a course on circular fashion to learn how to make her brand more sustainable.
I started thinking, okay, you know what if we have this kind of fashion where at the end of life we can just clip it, cut it, reduce it, and just use it in a flower pot, you know. And I know that for that to happen, it has to be done with fashions that are made from natural fibers.
During the course, the designer discovered that other countries were experimenting with innovative fibers made from seaweed and pineapples. Intrigued, she reached out to her father, asking him about local materials that could be used similarly. He sent her raffia, sparking a creative exploration of this traditional material in her design.
Raffia really stood out strong for me because it could withstand the different stress I put it through. I had to dye it, bleach it, you know, drag it. I did a lot of things, and I realized that raffia is very strong. It's a very strong fiber, and so I now went further to make a vest with the raffia. I put it on. I thought it was really funny, but I loved it.
The raffia-infused designs quickly gained popularity, gracing runways and selling worldwide. They've become a hit with tourists in Nigeria and are coveted by art lovers, entertainers, and influencers. However, despite reimagining this versatile material for a global audience, the journey to the fashion world wasn't always straightforward. You see, traditionally, raffia fibers sourced from palm fronds in tropical Africa were used for practical purposes like roofing huts and played a significant role in masquerade costumes.
When I started, a lot of people saw it as something really weird. You know, most times when someone is thinking of raffia, they're thinking of masquerade, you're thinking of juju. You know, a lot of times when people are thinking of masquerade, based on the stories our parents tell us, masquerade is really linked to juju practice and stuff. So when they saw me play with raffia, they are thinking, there's a lot of juju going on here.
Her dedication to sustainability extends far beyond her use of raffia. Notably, she kicks against the trend of relying on imported chemical dyes, opting instead for traditional methods. She dyes her fabrics with pigments gotten from kola nut, while also embracing the traditional pounding technique that reduces her environmental footprint. Now that brings a special touch to the fashion industry.
Yo, it's been so amazing being back with you, Trendz Live family. And the team and I can't thank you enough for choosing us to spend the last hour with. We hope that you enjoyed it as much as we did. And guess what? We'll be back again next week right here on SABC News Channel 404. Until then, my name is Candy, and you know what I say. Stay sweet. Bye.